as Delius stormed out of the meeting place, finally making his way outside, beyond countless very frightened-looking individuals as they saw the god Delius storming by furiously, with a look of "do not get in my way right now" plastered on his face. As Delius made it outside, breathing in the fresh air of this one of the countless worlds that orbits Hagara, the meeting place itself, a massive structure built atop a large mountain, there where they could gaze down upon the society below, sprawling cities and fields, forests of green, and all of the countless lives that hung in the balance there. Delius stood, peering over the edge of a railing, his hands gripping into the steel, crushing it in his grasp as the guardrail warped as he stared down furiously at that city far beneath him. "They are frightful beings, are they not?" Delius heard from nearby as he turned to see Mozaruko, there standing with the golden adornment and long flowing golden robes that she had been wearing when he first met her. Apparently she preferred to keep them on whilst interacting with the non-godly races. She was there during the course of the meeting, should they have decided to allow them to help Hagara's offspring. "What?" Delius asked, looking at her curiously, still trying to stifle his rage. "These mortals, do you not find it stifling to simply do as they request, these frightful little things? And yet you give them so much respect, undeserved respect, even so much as allowing them, mortals, to decide the fate of your world and your world's offspring, to allow the child of one of the greatest beings that has ever existed in our universe to simply die. And for what? For the fears of ants. Why do you listen to them, Delius? Why do you give them such power? You are a god. Hagara is your home, not theirs. They have no right to tell you what is and is not to be done with it. These mortals, as I said, they are frightful creatures. They are in fact ruled by their fright at all times, their very existence sustained by it. They go to sleep afraid and wake up the same way, afraid that the wind will blow, afraid that the sun will shine too much, afraid that the rain will fall for too long. A mortal's existence is anchored in fear. They are fragile, weak, and as beings ruled by fear cannot see beyond it. Their short lives but a prelim to the horrors that come when they are allowed to sustain power, to claim right that they do not truly possess. We Solarans tried for a great deal of time to allow the races that grew up under our wing privilege, responsibility their own, to make their own choices. For a very long time we tried to work alongside them, allowing those who did not believe that we were truly gods to live their lives as they see fit. And we were horrified with the results. War, genocide, destruction, and death as far as the eye could see. Their views are far too short, lasting only their single lifespans. All mistakes are quickly forgotten in lieu of their present fears. No matter what atrocities they commit, within a few short generations, they begin to forget, to make those things a distant memory, and in doing so, only assure that they will repeat themselves. We have seen this countless times. When you allow beings ruled by fear to rule themselves and others, it only brings sorrow and destruction. Which is why we of the Solari have since accepted that it is our duty to these weaker races to guide them, to show them that their short and brief lifespans, ruled by fear, should not be the prevailing element in their decisions, that they must see the forest through the trees, gaze upon the wider picture that their short lifespans cannot truly grasp. So tell me, Delius, will you still allow them this, the destruction of one of the oldest and most majestic beings in all of existence, in exchange for the lives of ants? We even offered them safe haven. We of the Solari offered them claim to uninhabited worlds within our sector, that they might stay there, claim them as their own, live in peace, upon the awakening of Hagara and birth of its offspring, to have my fleet shuttle them to a new home. They could even follow Hagara and its offspring, choosing to lay claim to whatever system that it creates in its wake. All of these generosities I granted to them on your behalf, but even this did not soothe their fears, their hopeless clamoring to keep what they already have, at any cost, at any exchange. Their fear rules them. And what do you expect me to do about it? Delius replied, angrily and somewhat frantically. Do you want me to just rule them as gods, like you Solari do? That is not how we work. It is not right with the cycle. Life has no right to claim dominion over other life. All things exist within the balance, the cycle. I can't blame them for wanting to protect their homes. And what of your home, Delius? Mozarica replied. Your world. What happens if Hagara dies? We do not truly understand the depth of its length of lifespan, nor its reproductive processes. What if that offspring is all that Hagara will leave? What if once it is born, or once it dies, Hagara itself dies? There are many such instances of these types of events in nature. Single-celled organisms sensing the end duplicate and produce a new healthy copy before perishing themselves. Many animals that exist on our world die so that the next generation can be born again. If that be the case, do you allow them to doom your world, to kill the world of the gods, and even the hopes of a new world afterwards, simply for their senseless fright? And what do you expect me to do about it? I hear you making all these platitudes, but where are your answers? What do I do? Delius replied, beginning to turn away from Mozarico, staring out at the cities below again, questioning everything, including his place within the cycle. Do as gods do. If you truly wish for the child to live, then these mortals can't stop you. You are a god. It is your rightful place to stand above them, as an apex predator stands above its prey. The prey may be important, its existence necessary within the flow of life and death as you see it, but that does not mean that the predator does not devour it. All the same, its death assures the predator's life. So, Delius, what you really need to decide is which you want to be in the cycle. Will you allow these ants to be your predators, to feast upon your rotting corpse, or will you act as a god and be their predator instead? Do not ask for permission. You do not need it. Your might is without question. Do not hope that they agree with you. Force them into submission if necessary. It is not only for your benefit, but theirs as well. Continue to allow them to be ruled by fear, and all that is truly great in this universe, including your own people, may simply fade away. The choice is yours, Delius. I do hope you make the right one, Mazarka said as she turned around, beginning to make her way away from Delius, leaving him standing at the edge of that immense drop looking down upon the city as their conversation came to its end.